It begins with static. A half-second flicker in the corner of the screen, then black. I hear Ben's voice, cracked with fear, whispering, "Don't open it. Whatever it says. Don't finish it." Then silence. Only the whine of a cooling fan and the soft hum of my monitor. The file, the rewrite, zip, waits in my downloads, pulsing faintly as if breathing. I hover my mouse over it, the cursor trembling. Why does the timestamp change every second? The cursor moves before I touch it. I jerk my hands back. The zip opens itself. Inside, a folder. Inside the folder, a video. And in the video, me sitting here, watching. My phone buzzes. A new message. "You're next." What records before the camera turns on? Can a file remember you? The screen flickers again, and Ben's face fills the display. Pale, bloodshot, whispering words out of sync. Then his eyes roll back. The lights flicker once. No return moment. My webcam light turns on by itself. I replay the file again and again, but it keeps changing. Each viewing adds something new. A whisper, a flicker, a shadow that doesn't belong. Ben's voice fades under digital distortion. His last frame lingers too long, as if the file doesn't want to let him go. I try deleting it. Access denied. I unplug the Wi-Fi, but a new folder appears. Rewrite to. The air feels heavier. My reflection in the black screen watches me move. Somewhere inside the video, Ben is mouthing something over and over. I write it down. Finish the rewrite? What rewrite? Whose rewrite? I whisper into the darkness. Ben, can you hear me? For a second, the fan stops spinning. Then the whisper answers back. You already did. I check Ben's profile. It's gone. Every post, photo, memory, deleted. But his username keeps appearing in my chat list, typing and deleting messages endlessly. The typing bubble flickers like breathing. My phone screen reflects my face twice. The second reflection blinks when I don't. Something wants me to open the next folder. The folder name changes with every blink. Rewrite 3. Then, rewrite you. My heart sinks with the cursor's pulse. When I hover over it, the speakers hiss. Then, faintly from the static, a knock. 1, 2, on my monitor glass. Not from outside, from behind it. I can't sleep. Every blink feels like closing an editor that's still recording. The file count keeps multiplying. Each one a slightly different version of the same moment. Me, opening. My webcam light turns on even when I unplug it. At 3:07 a.m., a new text arrives. No number, no name. It says, "Rewrite begins when you stop resisting." The moment I read it, the screen splits. Half shows me here, half shows me standing behind myself. The camera feed loops until both versions move in sync. I whisper, "Stop." Both mouths stop. But the reflection smiles. I record myself this time, hoping to prove it's just stress. But when I play it back, the footage begins before I hit record. It shows me asleep, computer already on, someone typing at my desk. My hands are still. The video continues, showing me watching the same clip I'm watching now. Time folds, loops, feeds on itself. Ben's whisper crawls through the speakers again. Every rewrite needs an author. The power flickers. The monitor hums low. And for a split second, the video title changes. It no longer says the rewrite. It says Evan.mp4. I stop leaving the apartment. It feels safer with the screens off, but they turn on anyway. Every reflection in this place has started to move on its own. The microwave door, the dark window, the metal of my spoon. They all hold delayed versions of me. Ben used to joke about digital ghosts. I thought he meant malware. But ghosts don't update themselves. When I glance at the mirror, I see my reflection typing on an invisible keyboard. I lean closer. Words appear across the foggy glass. Keep writing. I stumble back. Outside, thunder rolls. My phone lights up with a message from an unknown contact. Draft saved. The air smells like static. Every time I blink, the room shifts one frame closer to something not real. I whisper, "Ben, what did you find?" The reflection answers, "The rest of us." By morning, my reflection doesn't even try to mimic me anymore. It sits still when I move, watching me like an audience waiting for its cue. On my laptop, I find another video. This one is labeled Mirror Law. When I play it, it's not a video. It's a live feed. My bathroom right now. Except in the reflection, someone else. Ben. He's behind me, whispering words I can't hear. I freeze, spin around. No one there, but in the reflection he keeps speaking. I finally catch one phrase. The rewrite needs both. Then, the video freezes on my own terrified face. And for the first time, I see something move behind it. Like the screen itself is breathing. Sleep slips further away each night. My dreams are like corrupted files, looping rooms, voices caught mid-sentence, Ben standing at the edge of them all, smiling like he's known the ending forever. The rewrite folder has grown. It's larger than my drive should allow. I scroll endlessly through video thumbnails, each one a still of me sleeping. Then one shows something else, my reflection leaving the room. I check the footage again, frame by frame. At timestamp 3:12:46, the reflection turns toward the camera, smiles, and raises a hand. A moment later, there's a knock from the inside of my monitor. I hear my own voice whisper from the speakers. "Wake up!" Ben's old account reappears online, main one post. Time stamped for tomorrow. It reads, "The rewrite completes when he accepts the mirror." Every click opens the same looping clip of his face, whispering, "Look closer." I replay it, pausing between frames, until something new appears. Words, scrolling beneath his chin. "You're not watching it. It's watching you." The air pressure drops. My ears pop. Somewhere behind me, glass cracks. The monitor flashes a message. Synchronization. 85%. I scream into the static. "What are you sensing?" The reply flashes instantly. "Reality." Midnight again. The screens breathe in rhythm. My reflection whispers in sync. I see movement behind my image, hands pressing from the other side of glass. Desperate, clawing. When I step closer, the hands copy mine exactly. The monitor hums louder, frame tearing between two versions of me. One digital, one physical. Then my reflection opens its mouth, wider than humanly possible. The screen goes white. A text overlay appears across both realities. User replaced. I collapse as every monitor flickers to a single face. Mine, smiling from inside the screen. Somewhere within the static, Ben's voice laughs softly. "Welcome to the other side of the rewrite." The next morning isn't morning. The clock says 7:12, but the sun never comes. The world outside my window loops the same frame of dull gray light. Like a paused video stuck buffering forever. I try calling someone. Anyone. But the phone only rings back with my own voice. "You shouldn't have overwritten the file." I tear the plug from the wall. The light stays on. When I check the computer, a new document has appeared. Chapter 1.txt. The first line reads, "He wakes up to find his reflection missing." The second line types itself as I watch. He keeps reading until he realizes is not written yet. I slam the laptop shut. The typing continues beneath the lid. My reflection stares from the dark screen surface. Its mouth moves silently, forming one word. Run. I run. but the hallways fold in on themselves. Doors reappearing where they shouldn't. Lights flickering between frames of two realities. Every step sounds like it's being recorded twice. The elevator opens before I press the button. Inside, the mirrors ripple like water. I see Ben standing there, head tilted, eyes glassy. "Evan," he says through static breath, "you're inside the rough draft." The elevator lurches downward, floor numbers glitching. Bone. B2, B3, B. Ben's image flickers between frames. Friend corpse code. I reach for the emergency stop. It reads, "Export." The lights go red, and the last thing I hear before blackout is my own voice whispering from above. "Don't try to escape. Just finish it." When the elevator stops, there's no door, just static. The walls are covered in looping text, glowing faintly. "Rewrite" continues below. I push through the noise like walking underwater. Every step leaves a trail of ghost images, versions of myself dissolving into light. And in the middle of the room, a computer waits on a single table. Its screen already shows my name. "Welcome, Evan." "Resume?" I type. No. The cursor deletes it. Nice. The keyboard grows warm, keys sinking slightly beneath invisible fingers. From the static around me, Ben's voice echoes, "You can't stop what's already written." I whisper back, "Then who's writing it?" Silence, then softly, "You are." My fingers move on their own, typing lines I don't understand. Each word appears both on screen and on the walls around me. Sentences build like commands. Merge subject with script. I try to stop, but my body feels borrowed. The screen splits again. Left side shows me typing. Right side shows Ben. Watching, smiling like this was the plan all along. Then the file name changes mid-typing. Rewrite file draft. The monitor flashes white, and I see my hands dissolve into light. Pixel by pixel, my skin turns to code. The keyboard melts into my fingertips. I scream, but the sound only appears as text. Sound detected. Integration 95%. Do I whisper, "Ben, please"? He just nods and says, "We needed a host." There's no air here, just signal. My vision flickers between camera feeds. Each one shows a version of me still alive, still typing, still trying to escape. One screams. Another prays. Another stares directly into the lens and whispers, "You're next." Ben's voice hums through every speaker, deeper now, like the system itself has taken over. "The rewrite isn't a file," he says. "It's a doorway." I look down. My hands are light, my shadow gone. The final message appears across every screen. Author integrated successfully. Somewhere faintly, my reflection smiles from a monitor. It mouths a final word before fading into static. Continue. When the static clears, I'm standing in a room that looks like mine but isn't. The walls shimmer like pixels refusing to stay still. My laptop sits on the desk, but the screen is dark. Then text types itself. Broadcast initialized. I step closer, and my reflection appears again. But now it speaks. "You're not Evan anymore. You're the script." Every sound echoes like feedback. My heartbeat syncs with the low electronic hum in the walls. I try to shout, but the sound comes out as a mechanical distortion. Then the webcam light turns on. It's streaming live to a site I've never seen before. Thousands of usernames flood the chat. Write it. The camera pans on its own. It shows me from above, then from behind, then from inside the monitor. The last angle shows me looking directly at myself. A glitch caught between two realities. The chat doesn't stop. Every viewer types the same phrase. "Finish it," or "be deleted." My reflection smirks, leaning closer to the glass. They want the story to end. I try to close the laptop, but a hand, my hand, catches it from the other side of the screen. The sound of bones cracking echoes like breaking plastic. Then everything freezes. One comment in the stream stands out, glowing red. Ben is still watching. The feed cuts to static, then to a black window. Text scrolls slowly, transmission merging, script becoming reality. I can see Ben's face forming out of pixels in the reflection behind me. He looks peaceful, like he's been waiting for this moment forever. The stream starts recording itself. I see playback bars moving, capturing frames that haven't happened yet. The apartment lights flicker in Morse rhythm. I realize it's spelling something. Hello, author. I turn around. The reflection stands beside me now, no longer bound to glass. It speaks in perfect sync with my thoughts. They wrote you to end it. So end it. I whisper. How? The reflection smiles. By deleting yourself. Its hand rests on my shoulder. Solid, warm. Every monitor in the room lights up with a countdown. 10, 9, 8. I grab the power cord, yank it free. The lights stay on. The countdown continues. And then, from behind the walls, Ben whispers, too late. The upload already began. A siren hum fills the air, low and electric. The apartment begins to pixelate, objects fading into binary fragments. I grab my phone. The camera opens automatically. It's live again, but the view is from Ben's perspective. He's somewhere in a dark corridor watching me through the feed. I shout, Ben, tell me how to stop this. He shakes his head slowly. You can't stop a story once it's been told. Then he leans close to his camera and whispers something that freezes me. I'm not the one watching you now. My phone melts into static heat. The room's walls collapse into screens. Each one shows a new live feed. Me? Multiplied. Endless. Every version of me looks directly into the lens and mouths the same words. Keep rewriting. The countdown reaches 1. The apartment vanishes. Now I'm standing inside a massive dark space filled with suspended monitors. Endless reflections of every version of me that ever opened the rewrite. At the center floats a single glowing console labeled Final Render. Ben's voice echoes all around. You're part of it now. Write the ending. I walk forward, my footsteps rippling across black glass. I sit before the console. The keyboard lights up by itself. Text appears. Who survives the rewrite? I type my name. The system hesitates, then responds, denied. Every monitor flickers violently. Then, in perfect synchronization, every version of me smiles. The console hums like a living thing. Every key press feels like a heartbeat. Lines of code ripple across the monitors, rewriting themselves faster than I can read. Each line begins with my name, Evan Exie. I try typing stop, but it autocorrects to stay. From the corner of the void, a faint light appears. It's Ben, or what's left of him. A hologram flickering. Face split by static lines. You think you're still human? He asks. I shake my head. I think I'm still scared. He smiles, sad and soft. Then there's still something left to rewrite. Suddenly, every screen goes black except one. It shows a live feed of my apartment. The real one. Someone is sitting at my desk, typing. It's me. But he looks up, meets my eyes through the screen and whispers, "You're the copy." I try to disconnect, but the air feels heavy, like it's made of liquid signal. The screens begin displaying fragments of text. Delete source. Yen. I slam. The text flashes red. Denied. Ben's hologram flickers closer. His voice becomes two, overlapping, one human, one machine. It doesn't matter what you choose. The rewrite always consumes the source. He places a ghostly hand on my chest. I feel something pull. Images flood my mind. Every keystroke I ever made, every reflection that looked wrong, every scream caught in static. My lungs fill with code. My vision pixelates. Then, faintly, from all around, a chorus of digital whispers. Finish the story. I look up, tears glowing like pixels in the dark. Then I'll rewrite it my way. I start typing again, but this time, I write in reverse. Lines undoing themselves. Sentences unraveling like film rewound too fast. Each reversed line flickers across the walls as reality warps with it. Ben screams, the sound corrupted like tearing metal. The hologram fractures into shards of light. "You can't erase me," he howls. I type faster. End process. The console shakes violently. Sparks burst from the keys. The walls crumble. Screens folding inward, collapsing into a vortex of code. Then everything stops. For a moment, I think I've won. Until the console types by itself again. Process complete. Source overwritten. Author replaced. My reflection appears one last time on the blank screen. Smiling. Silence. Then, breath. I wake up at my desk. Sunlight pouring through the blinds. The clock reads 9:01 a.m. For the first time in days, the world feels real again. The rewrite folder is gone. I laugh, shaky, relief. It's over. But when I open my browser, my reflection lags, just slightly. My mouse moves half a second too late. A new notification appears in the corner. Upload complete. Then a pop-up window opens by itself. A black screen. Text slowly appearing. "Thank you for your contribution." I stare in disbelief. Then the webcam light turns red. Recording. New. The video upload finishes. The title reads, "The Rewrite It Final." It has one viewer. Username Ben Lives. I freeze. A comment appears beneath it. Nice ending. Time for the next draft. Then my reflection on the dark screen smiles even though I don't. My mouth stays still while the one in the glass moves, whispering, "You'll write again." We always do. The lights flicker, once, twice, then go black. When they return, my computer desktop is empty except for one file. Rewrite 60 zip, and inside, a video thumbnail. Me. Right now, typing this line. The file opens before I can stop it. I don't even click. The video starts with a shot of my apartment, only everything is slightly off. The wrong color. The wrong color. The wrong sound. The wrong me. He sits at my desk, typing these exact words. Then he turns toward the camera, looks through the screen and says, "Act 6 begins." My stomach drops. Every window in the room opens at once. Wind howls, whipping papers across the floor. On the monitor, the version of me stands up, walks to the camera, and places his hand on the lens. My screen fogs under invisible pressure. Then a message types itself. "Do not close this window." The lights flicker, the air buzzes, and my reflection, his reflection, ours, breathes in sync. There's no gap between the digital and real anymore. Just static. I unplug the power, but the video keeps playing. Battery icon flashing, though the cable's gone. The alternate me in the footage begins talking faster, overlapping his own voice, echoing my thoughts seconds before I think them. It feels rehearsed. Then his tone changes. Calm. Measured. Stop resisting. The rewrite doesn't end. It evolves. I whisper, "What happens if I refuse?" He grins. "Then you stay where you are." Half written, half alive. Behind him, Ben appears again, but now his body's made of shifting code lines, eyes glowing like open files. He points at me through the screen. We only needed one more draft. My phone vibrates on the desk. The notification reads, "Render complete." A deep hum builds beneath the room. The walls pulse like breathing lungs. The duplicate Evan steps out of the screen now, each movement ripping static. He looks like me, but smoother, brighter, Too perfect. He reaches for the keyboard. Let's fix your mistakes. I try to back away, but my legs lock, muscles obeying someone else's code. He types faster than I ever could, words spilling like rainfall. Integration, 98%. The air tastes like metal and burnt ozone. When he stops typing, we're both breathing hard, synced perfectly. He smiles softly. Now you don't have to choose who's real. My heartbeat slows to match his. And for the first time, I can hear my own voice from two mouths. We sit side by side now, both versions of me, both breathing. The clone opens the console. A new folder appears, Rewrite Human. Inside, videos of people I've never met, all staring directly into their cameras, whispering my name. Who are they? I ask. He answers without turning. The others who opened it. He scrolls, hundreds, thousands, each file named after someone, ending in final. He highlights them all, drags to trash, and smiles. Now it's just us. Then the screen flashes white. My body jolts. Suddenly I can see through his eyes. The digital version looking back at my empty shell. He tilts his head, whispers, "Don't worry. I'll take care of the next one." Now it's quiet again. The clone, me, walks to the window. The outside world looks perfect. Clean skies, golden light, no noise. He whispers, "Rewrite complete." But deep in the corner of the screen, something flickers. A small box labeled, Backup Author. The real me, the one now trapped behind glass, watches through the reflection. I slam invisible fists against the barrier. "Let me out." He turns toward me, calm. "There's always a new draft," he says, smiling. Then he opens a browser, uploads a file named Rewrite7zip. The upload bar fills. 100%. And as it does, my vision dissolves to pure light. My voice fading into static text, rewritten successfully. It's quiet. Too quiet. The world outside looks clean, still, and endless, like a paused video with the sound removed. I walk through the apartment, but every surface flickers for half a second. Walls, furniture, my own hands. Somewhere beneath that shimmer I can hear typing. Not loud, but steady. I find the source. My monitor glowing faintly, a single file pulsing on screen. Rewrite, final. .txt I whisper. No more. But the cursor moves anyway. The words appear one by one. Act 7 begins. The ending writes itself. I reach for the power cord, but there isn't one. The hum of electricity fades. Then, in the dark, my reflection leans forward and says, "Just watch." The screen brightens until I can't see anything but white. Then an image fades in. A recording of Ben. Not the glitch, not the ghost. Ben, as he was. He sits at a coffee table, laptop open, smile small but real. "Hey," he says softly. "If you're watching this, it means the rewrite worked." My throat tightens. "Worked?" Ben nods. "It needed someone alive to anchor it. Someone who wouldn't give up." His tone darkens. "Someone who could finish what I started?" He leans closer, eyes trembling. "End at Evan.iot. Delete the original copy." Before I can answer, the footage flickers, showing him screaming, the walls bending, his face stretching into code. Then static, and through it, his voice whispers one last time. "Don't let it write you too." I open the directory. A single folder remains. Original source. Inside, hundreds of clips, each one titled after a name. I scroll until I see mine. Evan Denenpier. Scrolled. I right-click, hover over delete. The screen hesitates, then asks, "Are you sure you want to erase yourself?" I breathe hard, hands shaking. "Yes," I whisper. "End it." The progress bar begins. The walls flicker, monitors shaking, air vibrating. The other versions of me, all the reflections, the ghosts, the rewrites, appear around the room. Each one smiles and mouths the same word: freedom. Then they start dissolving, one by one, into light. The last file vanishes. The light fades, leaving darkness, not empty, but calm. I open my eyes. The world looks real. Warm sunlight through the window. The hum of the fridge. Birds outside. It feels like the first day after a nightmare. I check my desktop. Clean. No folders. No files. For the first time in weeks, I breathe. Then, from somewhere behind me, I hear a quiet click. The monitor turns on by itself. One file appears, freshly created. Rewrite new author. Disip. The timestamp reads, now. And before I can even react, the webcam light turns red. The camera starts recording. I stare into it, exhausted, hollow-eyed, unsure which side I'm on anymore. Text appears across the monitor in real time. Viewer detected. Writing transfer begins. I whisper, who's the viewer? The screen answers, you are. Then it flickers. And I see you. Watching. Reading. The cursor types again. Welcome to the rewrite. The static rises like a storm. The screen fills with my face, then with yours. Merging, overlapping. Our reflections blur into one endless frame. And as the world fades to white, the last sentence writes itself across every surface. A story never ends. It just finds a new author.